Hello, and oh my, I'm recording. Okay, welcome to part 4 of the 3-link Panhard suspension. Part 1, we made the joints that you will need. Part 2, we made the axle and attached the joints and the links. Part 3, we put on the springs and the chassis. Now, I'm going to put on the back half, or quarter, 2/3, whatever. So, what you need to do is take this, save it, YouTube temp, save it, respawn it. Ooh, it worked. I've been having invalid JSON a lot lately. So, my usual length for a 4-door truck, I don't have any of my trucks spawned. Where's the other one that I did this with? This one. No, not this one. Did it go? Is it this one? It is not that one. Where'd it go? Where did it go? This one. It is this one. Okay. My default length for a 4-door short bed truck, this is a fairly short bed, is 5 in between these parts. So for now, just to make it simple, let's take the front end, put on the Thor long pipe, and then add one more. So you have 5 blocks after here. Now, you weld that on. And that gives you your rear end. Now, if you want all-wheel steering, leave it the way it is. And then you will just attach your steering to these two on the front and back, and your drivetrain, whatever. But I want this to only be front wheel steering, 2-wheel steer. So what we will do is we'll start here, take off those, so now you only have this, put an elbow there, and weld that. Now, we will go under it, take off the bottom plate so it doesn't just fall on the floor, remove the inner plate, the hubs, tie rod, and drag link should just fall off when I remove this. Like that. That is the steering completely off. Now, a part I forgot yet again is we need a bearing in here on this end of the link. So, what we will do is just remove everything from in here. Like that. Put a new bearing here, put a bearing here, and a bearing here. So one there, and there. Now take the 6-way pipe again, place it on either one of those bearings, doesn't matter. Make sure it is on the lift. Then put your block there and there. Inside like that. Weld it together, weld it to the hub on both sides. And there you go, all fixed. I forgot to do that last time I was making the tutorial also. And we'll do the same on the rear. So, bearing there, there, and there. Like that. And weld it. If you decided to leave the steering on the back, just do it exactly how I did the front. If not, do it like this. Now, instead of putting a hub on it like that, just extend the axle, like so. Put your bearings on, with your wheels. Like so. And that is basically done. Throw a controller on it. Like so. I like to attach the front ones first. So we will attach it to this bearing here. Like so. That should be one, yep. Make sure this is all set. Your rear Panhard bar needs to be opposite from the front. It just gives it better stability and whatnot. That way, like when it compresses and whatnot, the entire body isn't going like that. It kind of twists. Which sounds worse, but it's better for stability and whatnot. Now, you take it off the lift. This is when it lags. Yeah, I'm down to 20 FPS. Set this to 15 so that you can get them angled the right way. Want them all pushing down. Like so. Now we will up it to 25. Hold shift and drag to the right to 25. Like so. And you're done. That is the chassis complete. Your links should be pretty much parallel with the axle at the moment. And they are. Then we will add one to the springs. Like so. Reset it. There you go. So, now that you have this completed piece will be on my workshop in the description. This thing. So if you can't figure it out, even with a tutorial, and you want to see the finished project and mess around with it, try and like reverse engineer it, you can use this. All I ask is you do not re-upload it without giving me credit for the initial build. If you followed the tutorial and didn't download this off the workshop, I don't mind if you do not credit me, because you technically built it yourself. That's just how I look at it. I showed you how to build it, you built it, it is yours. But if you use this one, credit me. Not too much to ask. So, I will, how long is this? 8 minutes, not bad. I'm going to drop this down all the way and respawn it, or reload it, so it works right. So I'm going to disconnect the wheels so it can roll. Go. And this is what I mean by the steering. You can't see the bearings anymore because I use invisible ones, but you use your steering on both ends of this pipe. And then if you want more steering lock, put more distance between this bearing and this bearing. Or you can do a different kind of steering. I'll do an example in the next video. So, as you can see, the axle, actually, I'm going to go like this. Kind of hard to see. The axle is off. Okay, you can kind of see it. The chassis is to the left on the axle. You can kind of see it, how the block is located on there. If I lift it, it is now to the right. That is because of the Panhard bar. If we take the Panhard bar off, I'm going to lock this bearing so the axle can't go side to side. Shouldn't be ruining that though. Whatever. Just put it on the middle. Oh, it's because it's trying to pull it back. Okay, right. So, now what I'll do is I'm just going to remove the Panhard bar. That's all I did. So now the axle will move straight up and straight down. As you can see, as I do that, the wheels will steer. That is why you use a Panhard bar. It moves the axle over a little bit so that you do not get bump steer. This is bump steer. As you go over bumps, the axle moves up and down. It steers. Simple. That is what the Panhard bar is for. That, and it can make it a bit stronger. I'm going to delete that. Oops. There we go. Another thing, if you want a 4-link, simply make this link on this side. So you have a 4th link. Then you will have a 4-link with Panhard bar. And this thing will basically climb up anything if you give it the power. Where is the engine? This one? No. I believe it's Lord Payne's engine. I'm looking for this one. Same speed, more power. So I'm going to place that one with that one. Attach it to the wheels. Okay, so there we go. Up the speed, left, right. Oh, so when you steer, the chassis will rock back and forth. That's just physics. It's gonna happen. So, I've never actually used this motor before. Or engine, sorry. I was thinking motor because torque. Come on. Out the door. So, if I line this up right, other than the center will bottom out, but it should climb up here. Like so. Not a problem. Other than the center bottomed out. So it's a very good setup. However, as I mentioned in a previous part to the series, if we take, not the leaf truck, I want the Panhard truck. Panhard truck. So, right now, the axle is flat. Perfectly level. If we remove this, it's not level anymore. The front one is tilting back, the back one is tilting forwards, or rotating. This is because of the spring placement. In the last part to the series, I'm going to explain how to move the location of the springs. So, come back for that, if you're interested.